So, this is something I've been saying for a while now. Saka, I've been saying, is not on the same level as Cole Palmer. He's not on the same level as, he's not even considered, in my opinion, one of the best right wingers in the world. And we're going to be hearing it straight out of the horse's mouth. Northside London, a real gooner, pause. You know what I mean? Let me say gunner. A real gunner, real fan from since birth. Everyone knows about Northside. And he's been criticizing Saka for a while now, and we're gonna be reacting to the video today to hear it from the Arsenal fans' mouth themselves on what he's been thinking about Saka's performances this season. Because, in my opinion, he has not been playing up to the par that you would think is one of the best attacking players in the world. I've been saying it for a while now. Saka is a glorified attacking fullback. He probably could be the best attacking fullback in the world. But hey, man, let's hear Northside.
Familiar to NorthsideLDN, and today we're going to get into the uncomfortable conversation about Bukayo Saka. Before we get into that, this is a football discussion show for entertainment and opinion only. Everything here is about sport. We do not involve politics, personal targeting, or hate. Let's talk football. Now, let's get straight into it. In the Arsenal fan base, one player that is, I see constantly, not held accountable, not ever spoken about when puts in poor performances. A player that I rate, a player that I like, a player that I felt has been very effective in past seasons for Arsenal Football Club, that at the moment is not playing to the standard. And that player is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, yes, he got a goal here, there, in certain games, but overall performances, you can score a goal and not be performing well. Believe it, I know. Now,
that's what Salah does a lot of the time. Mohamed Salah has a lot of bad performances that this guy just masks. He just masks with a goal. And fans let him get away with it. I've been trying to tell you guys that Salah is a football terrorist, and it's not because he's from the Middle East. Okay? He has been terrorizing the game of football with some stinkers, and you guys have been letting him get away with it just because he gets, oh, look at the assist. Look at that cut across the goal for a tap-in. Oh, look, Salah is running in behind. Someone gets in behind. He finishes the goal. Premier League legend. Comment down below if you think Salah and Saka are the same players. Let's get into it.
Nowadays, a lot of people want to talk about, oh, but you scored a goal. You got the GA. Doesn't mean you had a good game. And I've got to keep it 100% real. Bukayo Saka has been poor so far this season. Coming back from injury, he should have been rested. This guy's been playing mad amount of games. I don't fully put it on Bukayo Saka in terms of why he's playing poor. I don't think he should have been rushed back from injury. I don't think he should be playing every game. I think he's been run down to the ground by this manager, playing internationally, in the Cups, in the Prem, in the Champions League. And I think it's caught up with him. Because I'm not seeing Bukayo Saka of old. The burst of pace, losing players, cutting in with the left, smacking it top bins. I'm seeing a Bukayo Saka that's playing within himself, that's getting muscled off the ball, barged on the floor. That performance against Sunderland.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I want to know, how much of this do you guys put on the manager, and how much of this, because I know Arsenal fans are going to watch this, how much of this do you put on the player itself? Because I think it's a mix of both. I think, when Arsenal first broke into the title race talks, they were playing some really, risky football. In terms of, like, Arsenal would just blitz you, string a lot of passes together, get it through the midfield, and they would play very direct. Now, you could see that I think finishing second has really taken a toll on Arteta and some of the mentality of these players. So now it's gone to the point where a lot of players aren't as confident, and they just want the safe way to the title. And to be honest, when you're going into titles and you're going into title races, the safe way is not always going to get the title and get you the results you're looking for, because some type of risk is going to have to be taken at some point in time. So Arsenal fans, let me know, do you think this is sustainable, the set pieces? Because everyone's going to be asking, you guys say, oh, so far we look great, but we saw you drop points to Sunderland this weekend that just passed. What happens now if in the next game out of the international break you drop points again with no goals in open play? What happens then? Are you guys going to start questioning the manager?
Capitulates exactly how his performances have been so far this season. Yeah, he got a goal. Rice wins the ball back. That was from a mistake, not through great patterns of play. Now, I'll give Saka the props that you got an opportunity and you scored it. Cool. I'm happy with that. But your overall influence on the team has not been good enough. The way he takes on fullbacks, the way he gets shut down out of games, the way he gets barged off the ball. I don't want to hear anything about doubled up on and trebled up on, because Doku was doubled up on against Liverpool with Conor Bradley after being man of the match performance against Real Madrid, and Gravenberch that played really well in that game as well.
Yeah.
And he got doubled up on, and he still was effective in that game for 90 minutes. Well, for the minutes that he played.
That's true.
Despite the goal.
Same thing. Like, if you want to look at Chelsea, Esteval gets doubled up on every game, and he's still getting GA. Every game he gets doubled up on. Every game. In Wolves, he came on in 3 minutes, got us an assist, but guess what? He was doubled up on. And that's what you just have to face when teams are going to be, since you're Chelsea, since you're Arsenal, since you're Liverpool, since you're City, teams are just going to throw the low block at you. And guess what? In a low block, you're always going to get double teamed, because the wingers have to come back and they have to help out on defense.
The goal. When is the last time we've seen Saka have a performance as influential on the team for 90 minutes that we saw from Doku versus Liverpool? This is what I'm talking about, being effective. Taking on the fullback, making sure your passes are not backward sideways, actually cooking the defender, being pivotal to what we're doing on the counter-attack. Without that gift that was given to him, he has not been good enough this season. He was poor against Burnley. He was poor against Palace, and he was poor against Sunderland. And I know some people are going to be in the chat, oh, Northside, but what about the goal? Did you watch the game? Did you watch the 90-minute performance? Now, it's all great, yeah? Arsenal fans want to talk about Saka and say he's up there with one of the best right wingers in world football. That's the standard I hold you to.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Exactly. That's the thing. You want to be in the Lamine Yamal Olise conversations? Guess what? Olise is going to destroy his fullback every game, and he's going to create chances, and he's going to put the shot on target. You want to talk about Bundesliga tax? Fine, we could talk about Bundesliga tax. Let's take it to the Champions League, where you're facing the best teams in Europe. It's the same thing you're getting out of Olise, and this is why I say Olise is a better right winger than Saka. But Arsenal fans, they don't want to have these conversations because Saka's been doing it for 3 years. Well, the 3 years have been steadily declining. He's been steadily declining in these 3 years. Let's talk about it. His GA has been taking a hit. His dribbling progression in terms of beating his man, his duels, have been taking a hit. And there's a reason why Arteta, listen, Arteta is he's a good manager, right? He's able to see things. He's been playing football since a kid. If he had Lamine Yamal on his team, he would be okay with Lamine Yamal taking risk every game, because he's confident in his ability to beat his fullback. If he had Olise on his team, I'm pretty sure he'd be confident with Olise taking on his fullback every game. He just doesn't see the consistency in Saka. That's why he asked Saka to recycle the ball. Because whenever Saka tries to take on his fullback, he's getting brushed off the ball. He's not eating enough igusi soup, however you say it. Some genius, more jollof, more yams, more potato, more ground food, more carrots, spinach, tomato.
Judging you on. If you want to say that Bukayo Saka, you want to put the bar down and say Bukayo Saka is a good player, cool. I'll judge him on that level then. But since we always want to put this player on the discussion as one of the best right wingers in the world, you're not performing to that level. Lamine Yamal at Barcelona gets doubled up on, trebled up on, fouled. I still see him influencing games.
Yep.
Bringing through Ferran Torres or Lewandowski if you can't get through.
Lewandowski.
Not backward sideways passing, cutting through the defense, taking on players, as well as scoring goals. The uncomfortable conversation is this. Moreno had a poor performance with against Sunderland. Everyone's going to call it out. Eze had a poor performance. Everyone's ready to call it out. The centre-backs, Gabriel Saliba had a poor game against Sunderland. Everyone's going to call it out. Why not Saka? How does the goal cover the performance? And it's not the first performance.
That's a great point.
He has been poor this season. From the expectation, we've seen Saka at his best. And this is not Saka at his best. Look at the difference in the way Saka was playing 22-23 season as an example. Decisive, direct.
Yep.
The dribbling was on point, not getting barged off the ball. Not playing it backwards, sideways. Much more of an effective Bukayo Saka in the way that we play and the way that we transition.
Just said that.
This version of Bukayo Saka, you give him a half chance, yeah, he can score. For the rest of the game, ineffective.
Nothing.
Ineffective. Isn't pivotal to our counterattacks. Isn't passing the ball well. Isn't dribbling well. But because it's Starboy, you can't talk. No. We're going to talk about it because I'm sorry. If you play for my club, I will judge every player fairly. If you put in a good performance, I will tell you put in a good performance. Yep. I've been critical of Gyökeres this season against Burnley for the first half. That 45 minutes was the best performance I've seen from Gyökeres. And I gave him his performance against Atletico Madrid. But there was other games where he wasn't playing well and I criticized. Moreno scored against Newcastle, scored some goals for us this season. His performance against Sunderland wasn't good enough. Criticize. Eze, upgrade. I looked at upgrade for Odegaard. So far, his performances have not been good enough. Was he effective? Did he not get an assist against Nottingham Forest? Yeah. Did he not score against Crystal Palace? Yeah. But your 90-minute performances have not been good enough. And when your performances aren't good enough, they will come back to bite you. I've been saying the same thing with Arsenal Football Club. We have not played well in a lot of games this season. Fulham, West Ham, but we're getting away with it. Brighton, we didn't play well. Should have been 3-0 up in the first half, but we got away with it. Guess what? Didn't get away with it against Sunderland. You cannot, in football, you cannot sustain bad performances and results. Bad performances and results, eventually the results won't match. They will actually match the performance level. Now, Bukayo can still turn it around. Bukayo can still, go back to the old Bukayo. I feel like this injury that he had has taken a knock on his confidence, on how much he wants to actually win the ball back, on the way he's taking place. He's not playing with the same intensity and the same drive. I understand that Bukayo Saka is limited in terms of certain attributes, but he's a very good player. And on his day, he's very effective and he can be extremely clinical. But Bukayo Saka has not been the Bukayo Saka of previous seasons. Now, like I said, when you criticize this guy.
But when I talk to Arsenal players and I say, why is that? Why has he not been the Bukayo Saka of previous seasons? You're always saying that, Cole Palmer's not on his level. And I keep telling you, Cole Palmer's miles above this guy. They're telling me, Saka had to deal with injuries last season. Okay, this season he's perfectly healthy. Why is he not bagging goals and assists when he has the best defense in the world behind you? Why are you not taking more risk with the best defense in the world behind you? I'm not going to lie. Esteval doesn't have the best defense in the world behind him, but he's still running at fullbacks. He's still creating horrible problems for whichever fullback he's facing. You understand? Same thing with Lamine Yamal. Same thing with Olise. Should I continue? Same thing with Keenan Yills. Arsenal, you literally have the best defense in the world behind you. You should be able to take a risk and not worry too much. Right? But you're not. So why is that? Why is that?
It's like you're not allowed to criticize. You got to shut the channel.
Is it because he's not good enough? You tell me. You tell me.
Down. You're not allowed to criticize. No, the criticism is valid because I watched the game for 90 minutes. I did the watch along on Lee's channel. Big up Lee. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to Lee. And Lee Reacts. I did the watch along. I watched it for 90 minutes. I've been watching every game. I have not missed a game. I've been watching him for 90 minutes. And it's going under the radar that Bukayo Saka is not playing to his optimal form. This is worrying because we've got Gyökeres that we still need for him to be consistent and hit form. A player that we bought in the summer. Trossard, he's another one. Yeah, I mean, that needs to step up. Very good goal, but Trossard wasn't great against Sunderland either. So I'm not just trying to single out Saka and say it's only Bukayo Saka that has been poor this season. Trossard's performance against Sunderland wasn't good enough, but he got a goal. But before the goal, taking too long to cross the ball, taking too long to pass the ball, taking too long to be effective, taking too long to... It's the reality. It's the reality. And I'm sorry, a player's performance isn't just based on GA. It's based on how you're affecting the team and how you're playing and influencing your team in a positive way for 90 minutes. That's what makes a good performance. Doku would have got man of the match against Liverpool, regardless of the goal.
Yep.
Regardless of the goal. And if you was watching that game, even the commentators were saying, this guy's been the best the best player on the pitch. Yep.
It's like when Vinny was playing against Barcelona. If you're just a nightmare, and that's the thing about being your fullback. Once you beat your fullback, you just open up the pitch. And if you could do consistently the whole game, and this is why I get on to players like Mohamed Salah, Saka, who can't do that, because how are you going to say they're the best winger and this like that if they can't consistently beat their man? They're not. They're not. But you guys are so brainwashed by the GA that you guys like to overlook this. Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans. Thank God we have some real football analysts. Some real appreciators of the beautiful game at these rival clubs. Because, my God, it would have been a nightmare to watch Arsenal fan content.
That's before the goal. Why? Because his influence on the game. Not because of the GA. He was already going to get man of the match. He was the best player on that pitch. At the same time I judge Gabriel and Saliba, I rate those players. But they were extremely poor against Sunderland. Doesn't mean I don't rate the player. Doesn't mean I don't feel like those players can't do better. They can do better, which is hence why I'm criticizing. If we're going to win this league, we've got Man City right now. They're on fire right now. They're going into international break on fire. These guys are slapping up teams.
Yep.
Slapping up teams with ease.
Yep.
They're 4 points behind us. Every single time they're let in to a title race, more times than not, they get over the line. Liverpool, done. Forget about them lot. They ain't doing nothing. They're done. They're done right now. I said it already a couple of weeks ago. Too many fires out there for Slot to put out. I don't feel like they're going to do anything anymore. The reality of the situation is this. If we're going to win this league, we need our players, our best players, firing. We don't know if we can count on Gyökeres yet to hit 20 goals a season. Trossard, we know he can't do it. He can be effective in certain games. He ain't hitting those kind of numbers. Bukayo Saka's been our highest goal scorer. But he needs to step up his performances if we're going to get over the line. And I feel like the injuries have taken a toll on Bukayo Saka. And it's normal. It's normal. This guy's been running to the ground. It's normal for it to affect you. Chelsea fans have got Cole Palmer coming back. What are they saying? Don't play him. They've got certain games coming up. Yo, rest him. We don't need Cole Palmer in certain games that are coming up. He's coming off of a long injury. Don't rush Cole Palmer back. Don't rush him back.
Facts.
All their fans are saying, yo, we don't need him against Burnley. Don't rush Cole Palmer back. And if he's not fit enough, don't play him against Barcelona.
That's a fact. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I want Cole Palmer back, right? I want Cole Palmer to his regular self. But here's the thing: if I see him limping around in that Burnley game, take him off immediately. If I see Cole Palmer wincing in that Barcelona game, I don't care if we're down 2 goals, take him off. I'd rather us lose the game against Barcelona, lose the game at Burnley. Shit, I don't even care if we lose a game at Arsenal. Just don't run Cole Palmer into the ground to the point where he turns into an injury-prone player. It's cool. It's fine. I'm not in a rush right now. Plus, if we can't get big games across the line without him, then that puts a lot of pressure on him. So I totally agree with Northside here, man. Probably got to do a panel with him. We'll do that in the future.
When players come back from long injuries, you need to give them time to heal and time to mentally get ready to trust their body again. As soon as Bukayo Saka's ready, launch straight back into the team, playing near enough every single game, gets no rest. That's not how you manage a player off of a long-term injury. And that is the reality of it. For me, I need to see more from Bukayo Saka, and I just feel like he should have had a long rest, a long period out of the team, because this guy has been burnt out.
This is the same thing I'm scared about with Moises Caicedo. I said this in my video earlier. Go check that out, the Romeo Lavia video. With Caicedo, we can't afford to get this guy injured. He's really been a really healthy and reliable player, but he's been playing almost every game for Chelsea since 2023, and we've been playing a lot of games. We're in the Champions League now with this club, with this squad. Yes, it's a young squad, but you got to make sure if Lavia is not fit, at least Esugo is fit to take some pressure off of Caicedo in the weaker games. Like, Caicedo shouldn't have to be playing against Burnley. Caicedo shouldn't have to be playing against Sunderland. Well, Sunderland is an alright team. He shouldn't have to be playing against Leicester or Leeds, or Leicester's not even a league. Leeds, Everton. Those games we should be able to leave out Caicedo. Brentford. We shouldn't have to be playing Caicedo in those games. Our best players should be able to rest, and we should be able to play the B team and win comfortably. Not even a B team, because I don't believe in Chelsea's philosophy about A team and B team. I think what Chelsea and the hierarchy is really trying to do is have two starting teams. That's what I think they're aiming for. A team that, it doesn't matter if, let's say, Esteval's resting, we have Quenda coming on. It doesn't matter if, let's say, Cole Palmer is resting. Instead of Cole Palmer, we have who you want to look at? Esteval coming on for Cole, or João Pedro is able to take up that spot that Cole Palmer normally occupies, and we play Liam Delap. If Liam Delap is not able to play, Omega who's coming in. Get quality players that don't drop the level. And if the level has to be dropped a little bit because they just can't keep up with the superstar talent that's a Moises, that's a Cole Palmer, that's a Reece James, that's a Esteval, just have it drop a little bit. If it goes from superstar quality to just star quality, elite quality, I'm okay with that. But here we go.
This guy has been burnt out carrying this team, carrying our attack for so many years.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel for Saka. And the same way that you have to save, sometimes you have to save a boxer from himself. What happens when a boxer's getting knocked out, getting beaten up in the ring, and their team says, yo, throw in the towel. He's got nothing left. Save the fighter from himself. Save him to fight another day before too much damage is done. I think too much damage has been done to Saka. Not saying that he can't recover. I just think he's burnt out. He's not trusting his body, and that injury's affected him. If not, he's probably still carrying something. Because let's be honest, this manager isn't open with the injuries. He downplays the injuries. This is the same Arteta that Timber was limping on the pitch and he kept him on. This is the same Arteta that was playing Declan Rice with a broken toe. This is the same Arteta that started the season playing Ben White while he was injured.
See, I know all of that. That's insane. That's insane, Arteta.
While he was injured.
That's insane.
This is the same Arteta that run Havertz into the ground till he got injured. The same Arteta that was running Odegaard down to the point where he got 2 shoulder injuries. So let's not go on like this manager doesn't play players injured or rush them back. We have enough there, enough evidence to see that he does do that.
Yeah, that's
So
bad.
unless this changes, we're not going to see the best out of Saka. He needs to be held accountable for the performances, but he also needs time to recover from his injury, not be rushed back and all of a sudden playing week in, week out, week in, week out.
Yeah.
If this is the version of Bukayo Saka that we're going to see, I'd rather just rest him. I'd rather just rest him. Or give him limited minutes.
Don't forget it's a
Maybe give
World
him
Cup
20,
season.
30 minutes again
It's a World Cup season this season.
to come off the bench and score the goal. As an impact sub or something. Because this right now isn't good enough. And now I know a lot of fans get very emotional and you're calling out a star boy, blah, 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 blah. This and that. Nah, we're just telling the truth. Let's just be honest. We're telling the truth. We're keeping it honest. His performances have not been good enough. And if you're telling me they are, I question if you've been watching Bukayo Saka for 90 minutes this season, week in, week out. I really do.
We'll stop it there, man. I think we've heard enough from Northside, and I agree. I definitely think that now that Arsenal have a team that's it's good enough to give Arsenal players the rest they need, especially doesn't matter if they're a starter or not, and you just let some other players play. But it's gonna come down to the manager now. Does the manager have the balls to drop the players that need to be dropped? Does the manager have the balls, the gall, to say, hey, yeah, I don't care if you're the star boy. I don't care if the fan base is, they're salivating to see you. Pause. We're going to drop you. We're going to give you some rest because towards the business end of the season, we need you here. We need you to help us drag this across the line, which you've been struggling with in the last season. In the last couple of seasons, I keep telling Arsenal players this, Arsenal fans this, whenever you guys have to look to your star boy, your best player, towards the business end of the season, where is he? Where is he? I don't see him. I don't see him in the FA Cup semi-finals, the quarterfinals, the finals. I don't see him. I don't see him showing up. So, especially if you want to go and do the double. I'm hearing people talk about, Arsenal could do the double. Arsenal could get the Champions League and the Prem. Well, you're going to need Saka to show up. You're going to need Gyökeres to show up. You're going to need, who else? Eze and Odegaard to show up. This is a team-wide, all your stars are going to have to show up. I'm not saying they all have to be bagging goals and assists, but at least contributing to the team being as deadly as possible. So Arsenal fans, tell me, what do you think about Saka in the comments? Do you think he's been great enough? And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. It's been your boy, the JaakoJordan Live. We keep it live and we thrive. I'm out.